things just in general are they're being built too fast. And I get it, maybe because there's more people obviously moving into the areas and they just have to build fast, but there's nothing going into it. Like there's no, what's the word? Pride, I guess, right?
Yeah, there's no pride going into it. And that's not necessarily just for buildings also, but it's the development of nearly everything.
Yes.
So whenever you see something built with pride, you can tell that somebody was very intentional of how it was put together, rather than to just put everything up the same. And then you have a lot of the homes that end up looking identical, to where I guess you have to do little things to make it your own and try to make it different from your neighbors. But then if you are in a HOA, you probably can't, so you have to leave it as is. And
you have to ask for permission to use a certain tree there or a certain fence. But I'm sure there's benefits to that too, though. Yeah,
but then there's no charm.
Yeah, you're right, because you can't have. Yeah, you're right. No, so, there's no charm.
If you see something that was recently done, you would hope that it would be nice, right?
Yep.
But sometimes it appears nice, but isn't necessarily, in that maybe what's behind the drywall is very cheap materials.
Usually, typically it is.
Even drywall itself is a cheap material.
It is.
But then also with clothing, it's a lot of
don't even get me started
plastics.
On that. Nothing,
with polyesters, and instead of having your
100% cotton.
Like Suprema cotton, and your trousers that are Super 100s and up. And you can tell the difference too, because I have some trousers that were made in Italy.
Nice.
They're a Super 100. I don't know if it's 120 or 150, but it drapes so nicely. It feels luxurious, and it doesn't wrinkle.
No, it
like
doesn't.
Your polyester blend clothing.
Yeah, she put those on there. You can tell the difference. Compared to other materials.
Yeah, but it also breathes a lot better.
Yes, it does.
You don't get as hot. Of course, that's something that, I mean, obviously that's out there, right? If you wear plastics, you're gonna get.
That just sounds terrible. If you wear plastics.
Yeah.
But it's true. That's what it is. It just sounds terrible for you too. If you wear your plastics.
It's so. It's really everything, right?
Yeah.
The development of.
Even vehicles.
Yeah, vehicles. There you go. So even with vehicles, where before stuff that was made, vehicles that were made in Detroit, and I don't know, it's things last longer, obviously, because even my vehicle, it's a 84 and it's still running nice. And if you think early 2000 model vehicles, you really don't see them out anymore. I mean, you do, don't get me wrong,
rare,
but it's as though they don't have that longevity like your older vehicles do. You see more older vehicles still hanging on than you do semi-new vehicles. Not new vehicles, obviously, because if you get something new, but it's probably not going to last as long as my 40-year plus truck.
Don't some companies do that too, so that you will keep on buying?
Yeah. I think it's called
which
obsolete something. There's a word for it. It's something about it being intentionally made so it doesn't last.
So you can keep
long.
on repurchasing it. And
yeah, and with vehicles and also food.
With everything.
It makes you appreciate when you do find a hidden gem of a restaurant because you can tell that there was pride made in the food, whether it's a burger or a pizza or
just anything.
Just the other day we drove to one of our favorite places that we think has the best pizza.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
And it was so good, and we hadn't had it in such a while that we went back 2 days later.
It's kind of a drive too.
Yeah, it was about a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, there and back.
So no,
4 hours altogether. So
round trip.
Yeah, round trip.
And it was worth it.
Yeah,
it was worth it.
And we're thinking about going again today.
I had this idea of before going, because it had been a while. Was it really that good?
Yep, that's what.
Is it really what we thought, as far as it being the best pizza? And in fact, once I took that first bite,
you just wanted to be like, I'm done.
It was
this
just
so
confirmation.
Good.
It's like, yeah, this is made so good, and you can tell the difference. You can taste the difference.
Yeah, you can taste the difference. Also with the cheesecake too. I was thinking, because when you don't have it in a while, you think, was it really that good? Because for the most part, when you don't have something in a while and you try to go back and try it, it's usually you're like, yeah, okay, it wasn't that good, but nope, the cheesecake and the pizza was delicious. And I was like, okay, I wish this was closer to us, because we would probably be going, well, once upon a time it was closer to us and we were going every single day.
And then it's unfortunate,
well,
but apparently they went bankrupt, but then came back, but not as many places as they had previous. But it's so good, which is funny because it's not even a restaurant.
No.
They just happen to have pizzas on the side.
I enjoy that about. I enjoy that. It was really, really good.
To the point where I even asked the lady that was making it, I was like, hey,
you did.
What are you doing back there? Because it's not just sauce and cheese and pepperoni. I know she was doing something else. Well, then she told me, and I was like, I knew it.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we'll have, Italian herbs or something, right? That she puts on it.
Yeah, and I believe something else too.
Yeah. Might have to try that. But it also does. Once again, it helps that they use high quality ingredients.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, they have that plastered right there, so they have pride in it. So they
organic cheese, grass fed pepperoni, high quality. I think I was gonna say I think they make their own pizza sauce.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they do. I'm not sure, but. You can just taste the difference. With clothing, you can feel the difference, and you don't have to.
With food, you can taste the difference.
Yeah, when it's higher
clothing,
quality.
you can feel the difference.
Yeah.
You can see the difference because it doesn't wrinkle.
And then with vehicles, you can also kind of feel the difference.
Yeah.
If you were to feel.
You can appreciate the difference because, for the most part, it'll last longer.
Yes. Will also help too. The vehicles that we had, people before us, they took very good care of the vehicles, so that helps too. Obviously.
Also, I think it helps that there wasn't so much into it because I still have the roll up.
You're right. Yeah.
When there's no electronics.
You're right.
Other than maybe the radio.
Yes.
And that's
but it's still very just simple and sleek.
And if you open the hood, it's just everything it needs, no extra.
I never thought of it like that.
It makes it easy to work on.
It does.
So if you're unfamiliar with working on vehicles, you can maybe find your way around. Well, because
it might take some time if you're.
I want to say that now they make it to where it's harder to get to certain things, and they do that intentionally, so you can take it to the dealership and have it done there. Way more expensive than if you can just do it yourself.
Yes.
Because you had a repair that was going to cost you $160, and I did it, kid you not, $15 in about
Yeah,
5
I don't
5
want to even
minutes.
talk about that.
5 minutes, and it was right there. And I thought to myself, why would you guys charge that
That's
much
just
if you can
wrong.
see? And I can see if they charge. Okay, we just charge $150 for that replacement. But if your vehicle was a lot accessible than other vehicles, why are you going to charge that much? Because I kid you not, with no exaggeration,
No,
I did it in
seriously.
5 minutes.
Yeah. We got the part off of a off of Amazon, and then you did the part like nothing.
Yeah.
So when I found out that they were gonna,
You did it before you could even go out there. I did it.
And you were playing music. You think that it was gonna take forever, or I think you kind of knew, but you were
Yeah.
thinking, all right, this is probably gonna take a little bit, but boop, it was one little part. We did it, and I was thinking, hold on, let me think about this. They were gonna charge me $161 to be exact.
Yeah.
And you just did it in less than 5 minutes, and the part itself was only what, $15, $20? So
yeah, 15.
So why would you? That's messed
Yeah, 'cause
up
that's
to
a-
me. I would never, if I was a
Yeah, but that's what I'm
mechanic,
trying to. I'm trying to justify that by thinking maybe they charge that much because for other vehicles it's hard to get to, and so their general cost for that is that much. But if you, the mechanic, can see that it's very accessible and maybe not like these
Yeah.
other vehicles, more difficult to get to, then why are you going to charge that much? Because I did it myself, and I've never done it before. And tell me why it only took me 5 minutes.
Yeah, or they and I think they knew my
And $15.
You know what though? I don't think that's necessarily true, because they looked at my car and they knew that
Yeah.
that was the problem. So they knew it was right there.
Yes.
So they really could have told you, hey, you know what? Let me just save you some money. You can
Yeah.
really do it
Yeah.
yourself.
Or he could have said, hey, normally we charge $160, but given that it's only a $15 part and it's right there, right in front, I mean, you pop it. Could,
Yeah.
you
Not
You
exaggerating.
can't miss it.
No.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Very easy to get to.
Very.
Now, I will say that I noticed that there's a special tool that comes that, for the most part, when other people do it to their vehicles, that's needed. With your vehicle, it wasn't needed. So it was easier. But them seeing that it was easier, I'm reiterating, they should have not have to charge that
No,
much, because at that point that's abuse. Especially when you had previously did $5,000 major repair there. You would have thought, oh, we'll take care of you since
Yep,
you took care of us.
You would have thought that, but nope.
Yeah.
But
That's just what it is. But
Oh, I'm so
I
glad
wish
we didn't pay that.
we could have more prides in the things
Me too.
we develop,
Me too.
and that's
That's just it. To simplify it, that's it.
with everything.
Yeah.
More pride.
Because how many times have we driven past things and think to myself, the scenery's so beautiful, and then you see
It gets marred by all
like,
these
oh.
cheap developments.